Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't even bother with it. Hey, what's up, you guys? FilmFan0599 here again, and today we're going to review The Bye-Bye Man. So, The Bye-Bye Man, what this movie is basically about. It's about these three college students. They buy a house, and the main character notices something with this house. He notices something that has some handwriting in it that says, "Don't say it, don't think it." And when he opens it up, it says, "The Bye-Bye Man." And when the main character says the Bye-Bye Man, it unleashes this creature from many years ago that would make you do some bad things and make you mess with your mind. And now they need to figure out a way to stop the Bye-Bye Man. So, what did I think of the Bye-Bye Man? 2017. Not only have you made me witness the worst action film of the decade, but now you've just made me witness the worst horror film of the decade, because the Bye-Bye Man is complete and utter garbage. This was awful, for the love of sweet goodness. Oh my, this was bad. This was terrible. This was awful, this movie. This was a terrible horror movie. And this is a shame too, because last year we had so many good and great horror films. And then this decides to come along. This is just another example to show why horror films suck nowadays. Why they're complete and utter garbage. The Bye-Bye Man is a terrible movie. So let's get into it. Are there positives with this movie? No, there's no positives with this movie. Are you crazy? No, let's just jump straight into the negatives, because I have a lot of negatives with this movie. First being the acting. The acting's terrible in this movie. It is so bad. It is awful. Everyone does such a terrible job in this movie. Like, everybody was so terrible in this movie. The main character, wow, some really overacting does this guy do. He does some terrible overacting. He was awful. He was a discount Dane DeHaan. That's what this dude was. He was a discount Dane DeHaan. It's like they couldn't get Dane DeHaan for this movie, so they just got this guy. This nobody. They decided to get him. This overacting mess of a guy. He's terrible in this movie. I absolutely thought he did an awful job in this movie. The guy who plays his friend was terrible too. I didn't enjoy him. But the person that gives the worst performance in this movie is the woman that plays his girlfriend. Wow! I thought his overacting was bad. My goodness, she's even worse. Like, some of the scenes, she's just, like, it is abominable. Like, it is, like, that close to being, like, my worst actress performance of the entire year so far. She is awful. My goodness, like, she is so bad in this movie that I was like, this is baffling how bad this is. Like, she is that terrible in this movie. And there's this other girl that plays this girl named Kim who can do like psychic stuff. She wasn't that great either. The acting in this movie is just not good. It's not good. It is awful in this movie. The scares, what scares? Because nothing was scary about this movie. All it is a bunch of nonsense jump scares. That's all it is. It's just jump scares. I'm just like, can we quit it with jump scares? Like, seriously, they don't work and they're terrible. Like, seriously, jump scares, can we just get them out? They're just terrible, and they don't work in this movie. No, absolutely not. They do not work in this movie whatsoever. I absolutely hated the jump scares in this movie. There are some really dumb moments in this movie. I'm talking stupid, like beyond stupid in this movie. Like, there are some moments in this movie that are beyond stupid. Like, seriously, there's this one moment that involves a train, that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm just like, what? It is that dumb, people. It is that dumb. It insulted my intelligence. Like, I was that baffled. It was that stupid. Like, seriously, this movie is that stupid at times that you're just questioning, like, who the heck decided to do this? Like, it is that bad. Seriously, it is that stupid. It really is. The writing. Oh my goodness, the writing is so terrible with this movie. The logic, this movie makes no sense. Like I said, the logic with this movie is out the window. Okay, so yeah, back to the writing. The writing's terrible. It's an awful screenplay. Like, seriously, the dialogue for these characters are absolutely terrible. Like, seriously, the writing is awful with this movie. The directing was terrible as well. Apparently, this movie was directed by a contestant on Survivor, apparently. And yeah, whoever that person is, they did a terrible job directing this movie. It was some absolutely awful directing. Like, seriously, it was some bad directing. It was horribly shot. The cinematography wasn't even that good. It was just some terrible directing. And, okay, so the Bye Bye Man uses this dog, like this, like, fleshless dog in the movie to, like, to help him, I guess. And the CGI on that thing is terrible. It looks awful. My goodness, like, it looked like something out of a PlayStation 1 video game. Like, not even PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. That's how bad this thing looks in this movie. Like, seriously, it looks awful, and your eyeballs feel like they're melting because of how awful it looks. And the pacing. This movie is so boring! My goodness, is this movie boring? It is so boring. It was, oh my goodness, I could not believe how boring this movie was. I was so uninterested. Like, literally, for the first 5 minutes of this movie, I was already almost about to fall asleep. That's how uninteresting this movie is. There's nothing interesting about it. From its concept, the concept could work. The concept could work, but they executed it so poorly in this movie. And just nothing about this movie was interesting to me. I thought this movie was absolutely boring. Guys, The Bye Bye Man, I think it is the worst horror film of the decade. I'm dead serious. If you thought the movies like The Gallows, Ouija, Devil's Due were bad, you've seen nothing. This is 1,000 times worse than all of those. This is terrible. I'd rather watch 50 Shades Darker than watch this again. I almost hate this more than Fist Fight. I'm serious. I hate this movie. It is terrible. Obviously, the Bye Bye Man gets an F. An F, F, F. This is an awful horror movie. With some of the lamest characters, some of the lamest scares, some of the, like, laziest, logic. Some of the most terrible writing. It's a terrible movie, and I just could not wait for it to be over. Seriously, this might be one of the worst horror films I've ever seen in my life. It's an awful movie. Please, don't see it. Don't waste your time with it. It's just an awful movie, and it definitely deserves an F. So, what did you think of The Bye Bye Man? If you haven't even seen this, leave in the comment section below. And I'm Film Fan 0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.